Why do some leaders choose not to listen to their employees? To find the answer, let's use a framework and map it out. And feel free to take a screenshot. So let's start by defining a symptom, dive into the factors on why it exists, and then branch out to the root causes. And let's start with the symptom itself, which is the fact that major decisions are made behind closed doors. Some leaders may choose not to listen to an employee's input, whereas others are cautious not to upset employees if they hear their concerns but not take any action. To understand this symptom, we will break it into the top 3 factors on why this happens. And the first factor is that business leaders prioritize issues they perceive to have the most impact on the company's future, which isn't necessarily what the employees struggle with. But why is that? And the first root cause is, issues employees see daily or feel firsthand are not seen, neither felt at the highest office or at the leadership table, and vice versa. So there is a disconnect between what leaders think are big problems versus what employees feel should be addressed and solved. And secondly, leaders who are paid to make big decisions have to act fast, and involving employees can become a time-consuming exercise. So for example, as a leader, if you're opening the doors to everyone having a say about an issue, then you're getting a lot of feedback. But if you're not acting on those feedback and suggestions, then the people will feel that they have wasted their time talking about those issues. Now, factor number 2 is that companies have traditionally upheld the voice of the customer as their primary source of validation. And not every company is employee-centric. And don't get me wrong, it works for some companies, being not employee-centric and rather focus on the voice of the customer. So think about it. If you focus only on the customer's expectation, then everything else becomes secondary, isn't it? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It can be both. So why is that? That's because the customer is king mentality is not new. Hence, customer satisfaction takes priority for many companies above their employee satisfaction. And second, companies that fail to realize that customer-facing employees have a lot of insights often fail to tap into the pool of knowledge that is already available to them. And the final factor of why leaders may choose not to listen to the employee's voice is because they may prefer to have less cooks in the kitchen so that they can really focus on a faster decision-making process. But why is that important? Well, it is because some companies choose to keep the number of decision makers small intentionally, because opening too much discussion may lead into never-ending rabbit holes. And employees who may feel good about contributing with their voice may never get a say in the matter. And finally, many leaders confuse incorporating feedback with decision making. While having more data points is helpful, they fear their decision-making authorities may be taken away if they let the voice of the employees to dictate the path. So let's recap. These are the top 6 root causes why many leaders may choose not to listen to the employee's voice. First, problems felt by employees are not felt the same way by the leaders in the company. And letting too many employees talk about problems can be a time-consuming exercise. On the other hand, leaders value the voice of the customer over anybody else. And employees who are customer-facing may have a lot to contribute, but sometimes they don't get a platform to share their thoughts or ideas. Moreover, involving too many employees into big decisions may lead the team to get into rabbit holes of solving too many problems at once. And finally, some leaders are fearful that getting a lot of feedback will result in slower decision making and therefore upset employees if the issues that they pointed out are not addressed by the leadership team. So here is my question to you. What is your number 1 problem-solving tip to fix these root causes? Share your thoughts by leaving a comment below. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, help me by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this video with a friend. I will see you in the next problem solving exercise.